Okay, one of the things I forgot to mention was tracking in your sleep. It's it's really strange because most of the songs use those words. It's like there's a hidden message in the songs. I'm not sure. Uh, Before I had to leave my country. I remember that was happening to me. I was tracking in my sleep. While I was sleeping, I was seeing things. I'm not sure what I was seeing. Same thing happened in Tijuana. Actually, when I left my country, I had aphasia. I thought it was because I wasn't eating healthy and not sleeping well. But one day in Tijuana, this aphasia just vanished. And then it just came back. Right now, I have no aphasia. It it is something that has to do with Santeria. And you can say I'm crazy because how do you see it? To visit a witch, it costs you $5. So, and I'm telling the truth. Uh, that's another thing that happened when I came back here to Guatemala. I was working for a company where they asked me to spend the night uh, somewhere else, not coming back to my house. But suddenly, I felt like I was losing control of my mouth, and I wanted to say, I don't know what, but I wanted to say something, and my mouth was trying to say something, and I couldn't control it. And they told me, well, you have to spend the night here. And there were more people, and the first thing I thought was, this happened to me just a few moments ago. I don't know how they control it, because there was a co-worker who was like looking me, looking, looking at me in the eye, and suddenly I felt like my my mind went blank. I wasn't aware of what was going on around me, and he started to laugh. So, what I'm trying to say is, what they were trying to do was taking me to that place, and while I was sleeping, they would record me with their phones and say I was crazy. And everything I was saying about uh, this thing that happened in Tijuana in California was a lie, and I was crazy. That's something that you've been trying to do, because there is not a day ever since I came back to Guatemala that I don't wake up with a headache. And even an old lady said when I was in California, but how are you gonna prove it? How can someone prove a headache in a recording? How can you prove that uh, just like my legs, they became numb? How can I prove it and prove I'm not acting? So, and besides of that, well, I was working in a company as a customer care agent, you already know it. You already know me without seeing my face. That's a fact. That's for sure. And you know they ask for, well, actually they ask people to do the topping, the topping test. You know I'm not doing drugs. I'm not paranoid. Not schizophrenic. Because those are the things you people use to wash your hands. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but the truth. So I just want to make it clear. And if I would be crazy, speaking a second language takes concentration. I didn't learn English in the US, I learned it in my country. So you can tell by the way I'm speaking that I'm not crazy. Because I can have a conversation in a second language. Um, Anything else I would need to say? Well, why I'm convinced that you know who I am without seeing my face because when I was taking calls in the last job I had, you were giving me hints, but you just don't have the courage to admit it. So right now you're trying to bend my will by not letting me have a job, by doing this thing to me, waking up every day with a headache. Just wanna, just wanna to, just wanna remind you something. I got to Mexico and I got to the U.S. asking for a refugee status. Nobody helped me. Even in the Home Depot, a black guy said the fucker wanted us to help him when there were a lot of cases of COVID 19 in Tijuana. There were people from the US going to Tijuana. And I had a picture. The thing is that I had to sell my cell phone, and this cell phone I'm using doesn't recognize the SD card, so I cannot take that information from that SD card. That's what you were trying to do, trying to bend my will by not letting me have a job. What am I supposed to do? I almost died on the border. I remain silent? Don't I have the right to talk? I, I need to let others know what's going on. And it's still, I just don't know how you did it, but you found out everything about my life, even the little details. And you were teasing on that. There were people dressing up like, let's say, like my best friend. There were another girl who just showed up and was looking at me, who physically was alike to a girl who was studying with me few years ago. How did you find out all that information? You know what's the worst thing? When you call customer care, but I just don't want to provide my personal information because I don't know if the calls are intercepted and they are gonna steal my information. Come on, that's what you just don't want the world to know. You know who's talking over the phone with you, even if you're not seeing their faces. I was really shocked when I was taking calls and I realized you knew who I was. So another thing, uh, I read a lot of times there is a shortage of employees. What I do know is a lot of people chasing immigrants, talking about their lives and thinking that they are better than immigrants and all that stuff just because they speak English. I speak English. I get to the US speaking English, and I don't feel like I'm better than anyone else. Let's say if you're sweeping the sidewalk, they walk all over the trash just to make you sweep it again. Do they have a job? How do they do it to get money to pay rent and buy food? Because spending time out in the streets doing nothing, it's not profitable. So I don't know why they did that to me, but believe me, I have never experienced anything like this before. So I have already covered this part where you would try to say I am crazy about what I'm saying. You know it's true. You know who I am. Because when you called in, you were trying to book a reservation for Cancun. Your name was Daniel. Your expiration date in your card was strangely my date of birth. So this is what is really going on. That's why this song, Hotel California, makes a lot of sense right now. You can in but never go out. That's why nobody comes back to my country because they realize what's going on there. And you don't want people to talk. So, seems like the American dream isn't really a dream. You're forcing people to stay in your country just because you don't want them to talk about they saw and lived in your country. Because you saw me in the street sleeping at Union Station and you did nothing. But you like to record commercials saying that you were helping people in Africa and all that stuff. I just needed a place to sleep and have a job. But you were dressing like my father, carrying your luggage. You know who I am and what you did at the Union Station. Even when I was trying to buy a charger for my cell phone, the guy in the convenience store at the Union Station, he said, I thought we had to call security. So, you know how you treat immigrants. So you can say, they are trying to come here, as Kamala says. How are they gonna cross the border anyways? There is no way to cross the border. And that border wall, was built because of that. Because of the technology we have nowadays, they can record what's going on. What's really going on in the US. And not the lie you made us believe for a lot of years. That's why you built the border wall. It's not because of the immigrants, the false immigrants, the fake immigrants you see on TV that they are looking for trouble in Mexico and trying to get a way to get to the United States. How are they gonna cross the river? And if they cross the river, they're gonna get to a neighborhood where they call the sheriff. The sheriff gets there with the border patrol and they take you back to Mexico, and that's it. Same thing in the desert. In the desert, there are drones, just like in the river in Rio Bravo. There is a helicopter. I saw it. I don't have reasons to lie. There is a border patrol boat. I don't know why in Mexico they are recording how fake immigrants are trying to cross the river. The border patrol boat, the helicopter, they are not there. The drones, they look like stars, and if you look at them, they overfly where you are at. Same thing in the desert. They can sense movement. If you move, two, three, four drones chase you. Tijuana, there are 5 walls. How are you gonna jump the 5 walls? So that's a lie. I don't know what immigration flow Kamala and Biden are trying to stop. It's nothing but a lie. And the only thing that Mexicans do in Mexico is fight in your country, fight for your country. You're leaving your country to go to the US. You have no room to talk. So, what are we gonna fight here? When I came back, I just realized most of the companies here in Guatemala are for are foreigner are foreigner companies. They're not from us. That's why they're not letting me have a stable job. So, this is what's going on. I don't know how this thing with Santeria works. One of the muscles, the muscle I have beneath my lip became numb. I still have a headache right now. I cannot prove it. I cannot prove the headache. So, but I'm telling the truth. I'm sticking to the truth and I'm saying all of this because it's true. The strange thing with the headache is that whenever I start to talk or try to read something or just distract myself from the headache, it vanishes automatically.